What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cool Fred's Garage. So we're going into episode 5 of day 5 of the Ford Gran Torino. So I'm over here after work. It's a little later in the evening, but I came to swing by to do a little work to it to see what I can get done in a few hours. So I'm gonna talk about a little bit what I did last time to it, and then we're gonna talk about some parts that we got from order. All right, here we go. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what we got going on. So I'm just getting back over here. It's been a few weeks since I've been over here, but I was trying to get over here and knock out a few things a couple days after work. But the weather's just been so bad down here in Georgia. It's been raining like pretty much every day. So finally a day with not that much rain, maybe a little sprinkling, but where I can get over here for a little bit and get something done. But just a little bit what I did last time. I didn't really get a chance to talk much about everything that I completed the last time I was here, but I got the fan and the fan shroud on. I got the lower radiator hose in. That's the spec tire Magna Cool, which is a part of, actually I believe this is the set right here. So I started working on the coolant hoses. I was gonna get the upper radiator hose done, but on the upper radiator hose, one of the adapters that I need, because I believe these are both 1.5-inch outlets here and right there. So the correct adapter did not come with the set. So I don't know, because he bought those from Summit some time ago. So I'm not sure if it just wasn't in the box. So these are the few of the adapters from the other ones, but these are the ones that I didn't need. So but I wound up ordering another set off eBay that had I think it's a shorter hose, but it does have all the adapters that we need. So because that Magna Cool set is actually discontinued. So, and then I don't know if I mentioned that we ran out of fuel line, and we got some fuel line, but the fuel line that we got was the -8 versus -6. So that was one that hold up. So now we got the right fuel line, so I can finish running the fuel line on the vehicle. All right, so this is the gauge set right here, that Autometer Phantom. So this is the Autometer gauge set that I got last time I swing back here to get it, so I can get it all wired up. So I got that wired up. I made like a separate video of me kind of wiring this up, just to kind of, you know, do a little how-to and show you guys what I did to wire these things up. So I tried to make the wiring and everything as neat as possible on there. So that's pretty much just ready to go in the car and connect to the fuse box right there. So it's a little dark out here, but because it's almost nighttime. It's pretty much like 8:30 in the evening. This right here is a throttle cable kit that I got off Amazon. So I'll open that up later, because we realized that with that new carburetor and that new intake manifold, that the factory throttle cable is just too short. So, and then this right here is that Magna Cool spec tire kit. I purchased this off eBay, just something maybe somebody had laying around. So it's got all our fittings and things like that we will need. So I'm gonna get out and set this out over there, and then we'll be able to take a look at it where it's more light. All right. So I'm still out here rolling along here, and pretty much one of the first things I went on and did was I ran this fuel line. So one of the last things I had to do up here up under the hood regarding the fuel line was run the return line from the outlet side of this fuel pressure regulator right here. That's it right there. Over. So pretty much I kind of ran it down the frame. I got a nice one of those little rubber cushion supports that's got a bolt on it. Got it running kind of down through here along that frame right there. That front little, I guess it's kind of, it's pretty much like kind of like the radiator. Well, it's actually a part of the frame of the car, but it's kind of in front of like the radiator core support. But it's actually like one of the I guess, I'm not sure if they would call it the K member or part of the front subframe. I'm not even sure this car has a front subframe, but so it's running along right there and over to this area right here. So it's able to return that fuel back to the tank. I still got some fuel line to run basically from the tank to the fuel pump, like the supply, or from the, actually it's back out of the fuel pump back into the fuel supply line. So we'll probably talk about that next time. So I'll probably do that next time. So what I'm doing now is just kind of button up a few things up under the hood. So I got the fuel line done. I'm in the process of, I mentioned before how like some of these, basically these little rubber spacers didn't come with that spec tire kit, the one that he got. So I ordered another kit off of eBay. I was able to snag one at a decent price. It had a smaller hose. We're going to use this longer hose here, which is right here. But the whole set that I ordered online, pretty much because I just wanted to get these ends right here and these right here. So, but anyway, we'll have a spare set of some spare parts just in case we need to change anything. So the part number on the kit, oh, okay, I think I see what the difference is. So the part number of those longer hoses was the spec tire. They call this the Magna-Cool series. So that's the 7789, and the set that I got offline is the 7779. So I think I want to say this is like 12 inches. So for a shorter hose, these things actually extend them out like another inch or so by the time you add those finishers on. So we was able to pretty much get this set completed. And then this right here is another good look at that that throttle cable that I ordered off Amazon. I want to say, I forgot the manufacturer, but if this helps, this is like the part number, which we can kind of barely see. But I don't know if you guys can make that out. I can see a little bit of it, like X0038SNVZX. So I think it's either 18 inch or maybe a 20 inch. To me, it came with everything that I needed. It was a decent price, so it's kind of almost like getting one. They used to sell them at AutoZone or Advance, like you'll see them on the performance aisle. This is something similar to that, but I'm gonna see how it's gonna work out. But it's gonna be our throttle cable, so we're gonna run it from the pedal over here to the this right here. So we're gonna remove this out of here and somehow make that one work. And it's gonna be like a little thing that goes here from the firewall to right here. And pretty much when we mount it right there, we'll be able to link it up to this throttle there, so we control the throttle. So, and the other thing I'm doing right now is I'm starting to work on, I'm about to go ahead and see if I can connect this upper radiator hose from here to over here. It's almost a little bit of a tight fit between this collar and the distributor, but it seems like it's gonna work out. And then this is some Summit. This is a heater hose kit that they got, which is it's a metal tight pipe, just like that Magna-Cool spec tire kit. And it's got these nice little these little adapters here. So you can do 3/4 or I guess 5/8. They got these little spacers here on the inside that come out. So if you got the smaller ones, you can use that. That's pretty much what the inside of it looks like. So you can run 3/4 holes or the smaller 5/8 holes. So, all right, that's what we got so far. All right, so I'm over here a little early today. So I'm over here a little bit before the sun go down. So get a chance to see a little bit of progress that I've been making to the car. So it's pretty much nighttime, or it was dark the other day. But I just got done running that fuel return line from this regulator right here over across the cross member, you know, or the front part of the frame to this connection over here. So actually right down in there. And I got the upper radiator hose in. I put the lower radiator hose in the last time. So I showed a little bit of that footage. And that's the fuel pressure regulator that's in there. Let's see what else we got going on. So I was having a little bit of issue with these heater hoses here, so I gotta try to figure that out. So trying to use this nice little kit here from Summit. So I just gotta kind of read through the instructions. One thing I know for sure is that I believe those are the 5/8 hoses. So, and these are probably meant for 3/4. But we can figure out what. So I'm gonna figure out what we can do to make them work. And let's see here. Alright, so this is the rest of the fuel line. The last connection I got as far as the fuel line goes, my light up there is maybe a little bright. So I gotta make this connection here. This is the line that goes to the front of the vehicle. And I have to run a connection from that fuel pump over there. So that's what I'm gonna get over there so we can get a better angle at it. So we'll look at it. All right, so this is the fuel pump right here, the quick fuel. I believe that's the QFT 125. So I guess that means that it can move 125 gallons per minute. So I got the pre fuel filter going into this inlet here, and then so it's coming into the pump from the tank. It's kind of like a gravity feed almost. So once the fuel gets to it, it's gonna pump it out of here, and I'm gonna run a hose back up from here around kind of the frame of the car, kind of like how it's almost going now, and then to the other part of the it's kind of near the tank, but it's actually gonna go to this line right here, back up to the front. So that little that I believe that would be the inlet to this fuel line. We're gonna run that, and then I've already got the ground wire in for the fuel pump. Let's see if we can see that. That's right here. That's the ground wire for the fuel pump, and then I'm gonna come in here, and I'm probably gonna put like an insulated quick disconnect right here, like a weatherproof connection right here, and tie those together, and then that fuel pump will be where it can be powered up. So that's what I'm about to start to work on next, and then after that I'll probably start working on the throttle cable. So I got all my tools here that I think that I was gonna need, and hopefully whatever I don't have, he'll have, and we'll make something work. Alright, so this car got these nice American racing wheels on there. So these were some nice wheels back in the day. So I'm basically trying to get up in here so I can make it easy to run that fuel line from the fuel pump. Be a little bit of a faster process. Alright, so pretty much I took the wheel off so I can better access this area up in here, because this is kind of like a safe way. This is already where the factory fuel line is running anyway, from back here to the front. So it actually starts like right here. So this is a little bit of a better location. So I'm gonna try to keep it on the top of this this chassis frame. So basically, it just give me a quick area to work, taking the wheel off. So a lot quicker than trying to sneak it in there. So I'm gonna start kind of down in here and then just kind of beat it up here and kind of back around there. So basically just trying to keep it as much from the exhaust as possible. And I guess that's a plus about this being steel braided, is the steel braided will reflect any of the heat that comes from the exhaust system. But it should be, the closest it'll be is right there, but it shouldn't be hot enough, especially back here. It shouldn't be hot enough to cause any issues. So one thing I'm trying to do is use this protective cover here that came with the fuel line. Kind of slide it on here just to keep dust from going into the fuel line. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this little end right here and put some electrical tape around it and cut it with these pliers here. So that should make it a little bit easier to slide through places. And plus, I don't have to worry about maybe sticking myself with this stuff here. So I got these gloves on, but the other gloves actually work better. So I might swap to my other gloves. All right, so these are the type of gloves I'm talking about. So these right here are a little bit better for when you're dealing with stuff with sharp edges. And the best way I found to cut this is putting a little electrical tape around the hose to steel braid it. And then from there, alright, then from there you can use a good set of slip cutting pliers. So this right here is like to cut wire up to 1 gauge, but it also works for fuel line too. So it gives it a nice smooth cut. Just kind of put it right in there where your electrical tape line is. Give it a nice little cut, and it gives you a pretty decent cut. So I'm gonna make sure that the other side of that line actually made it over here. So it's actually right here. So I'm gonna pull that through, kind of get that where I want it, and then I'm gonna steal this this piece right here and get back over there. John Deere putting down some Roundup to get rid of the weeds. But what I'm doing over here is that lawnmower over there is a little loud, so I'll try to talk a little louder. But pretty much, y'all saw where I kind of put this self-tapping screw there and put this little rubber, kind of like a rubber securing clamp. So it's where I can slide the hose back and forth, and they're also secured in place. So, and I've been kind of putting some little tie straps, like some good heavy duty zip ties around here, just to kind of make it neat. But I was just thinking about something. I'm not sure if I did this before, but before I actually put this fuel line, once I figure out what I need to do around where the fuel pump is and get that secure, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna cut this off where it needs to be. But what I'm gonna do, so I fired up the air compressor so I could blow some compressed air through here. I disconnected the front line where the inlet line will go to the fuel pressure regulator and stuff. I just want to make sure I blow out this this fuel line, because I don't know if it's been sitting, like I forgot if I already did it. So I'm just gonna blow through there and just make sure it's cleared out, you know. So make sure it's not clogged up or anything. So I hear air going towards the front of the car, so I know it's not obstructed. Because the worst thing that I would want to do is connect this up and get fuel going through there, and I got a whole bunch of trash going to the filter. All that's going to do is clog up the filter quick. So we don't want to do that. The owner of the vehicle has already had one of his buddies drop the fuel tank, and they drained the fuel tank and made sure that there's no trash, anything in the fuel tank. So when we put fresh gas in it, it's gonna be fresh gas in there. So I'm also gonna come up here to the front. You can see where I disconnected this hose right here. So that's the main fuel supply line from the fuel tank right here. So I'm gonna blow backwards on that fuel line. Actually, I've been blowing it, and you can see a little bit of, I'm probably gonna just continue to blow this way. But you can see where a little bit of, you know, like a little bit of old fuel residue that was in there came out. So I'm just gonna blow through there some more, make sure I get as much of that out of there as possible. And then I'm gonna connect everything back up. As a matter of fact, there could be like some little WD-40 or something I sprayed on there to make this hose go on a little easier. But I'm just gonna blow through it one more time just to make sure it's clear. All right, so as I continue along here, just want to let you guys know some good news. I got the fuel line, I got all the fuel line ran and all the fuel lines connected and complete. So I got all the connections made. So I went on and blew out the main fuel line just to make sure no air and debris were in there. So everything was good there. So it's a good thing that I double checked this, because the little, like the manufacturing plug, like sometimes how the rubber seal is sealed off on the edge of this hose. So this one was kind of blocked a little bit, so I had to kind of cut a little piece off and reconnect it back. So I got this connected up here. I put one of the nice finisher pieces on there that he purchased. And also in the back, go to the back real quick. So I'm probably gonna go ahead and put the wheel back on shortly. So as you see, I got the fuel line. This would be the fuel, this would be the supply line. It's just the way that the tank, so this fuel tank, it's just kind of like this was the main fuel supply that went, it was a short rubber hose that went from here to over here. But since our fuel pump is located over there, because that's the best place I could get it, so we got everything connected there as well. and I've also got it wired up. But so pretty much I got fuel coming out of the tank. It's gonna go through this hose and supply the pump with fuel. So it's as low as I could get it. That's pretty much the best place on the frame that I could get it, where it's out of the way and not gonna obstruct anything. So the parking brake cable even has a little bit of flex there, but that's pretty much the best place I can put it. So fuel's getting supplied to the inlet of the pump, and it's coming out of the pump on the other side here. So that's that line going up and around, and that's the filter going before the pump. And there's also another one up there up under the hood. So we got the power and ground connections there, and I put some heat shrink to kind of weatherproof the other part of the line. I'm not sure if later on I'll have to try to modify that to a weather pack connector, but hopefully we don't have any corrosion issues there. So we'll see as time goes along. But so yeah, and then the fuel is basically coming back around here, and it's gonna go. I know that's a bit of a long path, but that's pretty much the best thing that I can work out. So I got it kind of neatly tucked, and it's curved where it needs to be curved, so there are no kinks. And I put a little holder here, one of those rubber insulator holders there to kind of hold that, and it's kind of fitting into here, and that's gonna go up here to our connection up here, which is going to come out of here up this line here into the inlet port of the fuel pressure regulator, and basically that's going to go into our fuel line, into the carburetor, and the residual fuel, the residual fuel and fuel pressure is going to bleed off on the other side and go around here and go back into the return line over there on the other side of the car and return back to the fuel tank. So I guess I should double check that fuel tank return line, but because that may need to get replaced. I know Mr. Furlow's buddy, he took the tank down, so that would be that line right there. So I mean, it seems to be okay so far. So I mean, hopefully it doesn't leak, but that's where the fuel gets returned back to the tank. All right, I guess I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna dive into next. I think I'm probably gonna start trying to put the throttle cable in. So that's probably what I'm gonna start working on next. So I guess we'll take a quick peek in here. So I got a few wires here. As you know, these are for the gauges. So the white is for a light source, got 2 grounds, just need to ground those somewhere. And I'm gonna pretty much make them, I'm gonna route them where they're neat and out of the way, where they're not hanging down. And this right here is our power supply for the fuel, for the that fuel pressure regulator. So this needs to get ignition positive when the key is cycled, and then also this right here needs to get an ignition hot when the key is cycled. So once I get the fuse box powered up, I'll be able to work on that. So I'm looking up in here now. So this is our throttle cable right here. So I'm trying to see here about how hard. It may not be too bad, but a lot of those cables come with like a little grommet and a little piece to put it on the firewall. So, but this one here is kind of right on the firewall, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do there. So I should be able to get the piece mounted with the nut and bolt, and it should work out. And then run the cable So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this wheel back on real quick, and then I'm gonna probably start on that throttle cable. Start working on that. All right, so on this for the throttle paddle, on the for the throttle cable rather. So pretty much this gas pedal has a couple, looks like some 1/2-inch bolts to undo it from the firewall. So I'll probably get that off of the firewall, and then I'll move the little nylon, kind of like a nylon plastic groove thing that's right there. So I'll get that out and kind of just remove the cable entirely, and then I can kind of start fabbing up the support to go. So if everything works out, I pretty much have to maybe I guess what I'm gonna try to do is reuse this. This is the bracket support right there. So it has two bolts that secure it up in right there. Then there's one on the bottom. So there's got a couple bolts that secure it to the firewall. So I may be able to use this right here. I just have to kind of maybe saw that off with a hacksaw, and then I'll be able to come back in and still use that mounting area. So that's the plan. And then we're gonna get this mounted to the intake. And then there'll be another piece that mounts right here. And then we'll just run our cable through. We'll just cut it to size, fit it, and then run it through, and then put the attachments over here on the carburetor. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works out. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm getting the accelerator pedal loose, the bracket rather. My 2 nuts rolled down here. I'm just gonna make sure I keep up with those. Here we go. So these are pretty much just kind of helping me be able to come up with how I'm gonna. So there we go. So it's got a little slide up here. It should just slide. It should just slide out of there. There we go. I can use that nylon piece with the new cable, and probably in conjunction. It's like another little aluminum piece. So this right here is the throttle cable here. I mean the throttle pedal. So that's the easiest way. And then I'm gonna go get that bracket under the hood and get it out of there. And then I should be able to kind of get something fabbed up. Not really fabbed up. Just I might have to just kind of saw something off. Maybe figure out how to saw that cable off. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. And come up with a game plan. Alright, so the throttle cable is out. So with this right here, in some cases, we could probably use this original piece if we cut and slide that out. Or I'll just cut it off and then cut this off. and drill it enough where the other piece can mount to this bracket. And we may still use this nylon piece, I'm not sure, with the pedal. But, I think I'm about to wrap this up for the night, but let's see. I believe this end right here will go to the firewall. So what I can do is somehow fix this right here where it'll go through that bracket. And I'll probably have to trim this down. That way, when it goes in the firewall, it'll kind of be close to where it is. So we can just tighten up against that bracket between there like that. And then we'll hacksaw this off. And then just tighten it up. And then that way we can use this piece right here with those two screws back through the firewall. And we could probably use a combination of this end here with this nylon bushing on the pedal. And then this other end here, once we cut this braided piece, that will attach right here. So basically we'll unscrew that and get that out of the way. There's a screw right there holding this part of the cable, and we can still use this slot for the bracket. And then this part of the cable here, just get adjusted down here, and then we'll be good to go. And hook that to the carburetor, so that's gonna be the plan. All right, so I'm about to go ahead and pack it up. Finna get ready to get on to the house, get to the missus and the kids. But thank you guys for checking out Cool Fred's Garage. On the Torino, I feel like I got a lot accomplished today in the short period of time I was here. So most of the stuff under the vehicle I was able to get knocked out, like the fuel line, and got the fuel pump wired up. So and just took care of a lot of little loose ends on the bottom side of the car. So then also got started on the throttle cable in here. So next time I come over here, I'm gonna finish wrapping up that throttle cable, and I'm gonna go ahead and connect the power to the gauges and things like that. So so everything's flowing pretty good. So got the stuff under the car done. Then I'll move to the inside, and then after I get the stuff on the inside done, I'll be able to get back under the hood, get the distributor cap and the wires on there, and then hopefully try to get this thing fired up, throw some fuel and some fire to it, see what it's gonna do. So if you guys like these type of videos, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching Cool Fred's Garage, and have a good one.